Hello, all. Uh, I hope you're having a good Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Uh, Excuse me. It is raining here. Uh, Light, nice, laid back sort of energy. Let's start this. Yeah. So, uh, I've noticed all the movies that are out. They're trying to get me excited to see. I'm just kind of like, eh. I know it's Halloween, and I'm supposed to be excited to see the Halloween stuff, and I'm just like, eh. Uh, Is that what happens? You hit a certain age and everything is eh? Oh, here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Woo-wee. All right, so let's get to it. I don't really have oh I'm sorry. I've been running all day, uh tuckered, and now everything is just kind of like this hazy shade of winter. You know what I mean? Just gray and rainy. And I was sitting up here quiet and doing stuff, and now I'm speaking. I feel that we can get rid of that. I feel like huh, I do a couple of videos. But I don't very do much video taking. I don't have very many phone images in this phone or on my iPad. And that took a couple of days, and they weren't half bad. I actually had to get my car window replaced, so I took my car out. Then I just sat in there lot, just piddled around, and I felt glad to do it. Hey, William, good to see you. I hope you're having a good day today on this Taco Tuesday. Uh, Everyone, if you can, I think it's the law. Get tacos on Tuesday. I don't want to have to report you to the taco authorities or whatever they're called. I got to tell you seriously though, Mexican food is something like the best and healthiest food for you. A lot of fruits and vegetables, freshly sliced, are thrown in that. The meat is generally flash fried, like Chinese food is generally flash fried. It's not cooked, steeped in oil or anything like that, for the most part, anyway. But yeah, so get your cook on, people. Divided Supreme Court considers who can defend abortion restrictions. So we're just going to go back and forth over abortion for like the next 40 years. And then they're going to fix it or change it or stop it. And then it start again for another 40 years. And all the while, people will just make money off your anger and your animus about it. I said it before and I'll say it again. Make it legal and leave it that way, or ban it and leave it that way. But as for this whole yanking back and forth of a thing, it's just kind of like, oh, Gabby Petito died by strangulation. Ladies, 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 ladies. It's dark out there. It really is. What? Yeah, I got a ton of messages on my. I had to give the car people my phone number, all right? And now they're texting me. Uh, what would you call them? Not advertisement. Uh, Not spawn. What is they call that? Hey, we have this deal. They're texting me offers. I'm just kind of like, ah. But so yeah, I'm just today. I'm just tired. Well, the Red Sox and the Astros, huh? What a way to stop 100-year sort of. Are we calling it a curse? Right. See, and that whole thing was like, have to see it, 100 years, have to see it, and then after it was done and they won, people were like, man, and that's how fast the whole thing goes. Seven games, yeah. 7 games and then another 7 for the big statue. We'll see, man. Do I want to cut on another light? Oh my god, I may have to throw water on my face. What's going on here? Um, so I've been y'all don't want to hear about this. I've been doing research on songs. Um, and there's this song by Paramore. Um, and it's got this nice little hook, but it's really like I had to look up the lyrics. It's really like just a negative song. Um, wow, it's amazing. But I was, and it's the structure of it is so weird. Yep, I erased it. The structure of it is so weird, and I was just trying to wrap my head around how they wrote the song, but the hook is catchy AF. And I was like, wow, there is something to be said for song lyrics. Like the lyrics are like, it sort of reminds me of "Viva La Vida" by Coldplay, right? These guys. All right, so apparently Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson on why Vin Diesel Instagram post was not the right thing to do, quote unquote, not the right thing to do. I mean, it's just be be concerned about their drama to enrich your own life. You got nothing going on. Oh, Vin Diesel and so and so are mad at each other. Haley Williams. Why do I know this name? Isn't she the singer? Hmm. Yeah, I only know one song. Really, it's a banger of a tune. I don't want to go down a well on. I guess not. Yeah, yeah. Everything about her seems trite and boring. I hate to say it, but everything about her seems trite and boring. Oh, songs rank. Let's hear these songs ranks. What are they? What are the name of these songs? Ain't it fun? That's the name of the song. The hook is fucking ridiculous, but the song is really fucking depressing. Yeah, all right, we're not gonna look it up, but it's a pretty good song. It really is a pretty. Yes. Oh, is she a crazy girl? Or those rock star girls? What does she do? She smokes cigars and gets into bar fights like the men, or is it worse? Is it worse? Haley Williams. Who do I? It sounds like. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of one of Don Johnson's kids when he was married to that model. Isn't one of them an actress? who's in 50 Shades of Grey or whatever. I don't know. It'll come to me. Crazy girl. Yeah. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? There's a lot of songs about I don't need anybody, I don't need anybody. And that's just wrong. I totally disagree with those songs. Because I say it here all the time, we are social animals and you need other people or you end up being broken in a very weird way. Good Lord. All right. Um, when is this thing gonna be over? So I was looking at this thing today and it was saying how all of these thank you, Dakota Johnson, Haley Williams. Okay. Yes, so the Williams and the Johnsons got me. What was I saying? I was I was watching this thing and they were saying how all these people, not all these people, all these things for Christmas won't be available because we've got all these tankers floating out in the ocean. Root love, I love sausage. Okay, they have all these tankers floating out in the ocean, and they're talking about people aren't going to be able to like get a lot of come on, get a lot of this stuff that they normally like love, like they normally traffic in. Right? It's Christmas. Um, but man, the picture of it was freaking ridiculous. The amount of ships just the amount of ships just step on that. The amount of ships just out at sea, just like parked there, waiting to be able to come in and unload those metal tankers that we traffic everything in. Amazing. At this point, I'm just kind of like, all we do is consume. Do we do anything else? And China uh, sells us everything. So now China is upset because everything is sort of frozen and they're not getting money from us, even as they talk all this wild smoke about us. Hey, Meek, good to see you. Right. So China has all sorts of problems. So I mean, their whole company runs on coal still. So people act like China's going to invade, and I don't. Like I say, I think in a hands down fight, we could whip China's ass and we could whip Russia's ass, as well as Iran. Right. What you don't want to do is get into it with all three of them, especially since our allies are always talking about war and then sending like 30 guys over. Right. And America, I mean, we got to watch this because some of these wars may very well be a trap to bait you. And we talking all this smoke, and then all of a sudden we're in a global conflict, and our enemies are not, quite frankly, what they think they are. I mean, let's face it, and not our enemies, our allies. Let's face it, Germany is our ally, but Germany gets all their friggin' electricity and oil from Russia, right? So if the Russians come in against us and the Germans come in on our side, the Russians will just stop giving them oil, and then all of a sudden they have an energy crunch. Um, and it's been a long time since England ruled anything. I hate to say it because dumbass Joe Biden has been sitting at home and not working. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Joe Biden's number with everybody are falling. People think that people that voted for Joe, the socialist, is getting what I don't know if he's a socialist. Um, Socialist. I think that's a lazy excuse for him. Um, it's like in the '60s, like we say here on this channel, and you always calling somebody a socialist just in order to kind of like what did they say, own the libs or whatever. At this point, they're all just crappy politicians who are getting rich while, quite frankly, governing poorly. Good Lord. I'm about to set this house on fire. put that there for as long as it'll be there. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I can see us going toe to toe with Russia, but China has such crazy technology. I don't want to find out. I don't think so. Here's the thing about China. I mean, China's technology is just a ripoff of our technology. And we say this here too. The one thing that the world does not want is China to be the world's policeman. Because even when America isn't creating wild and goofy war shit, let me put this up, wild and goofy war stuff. I mean, we're creative people, right? And that kind of creativity only comes from free thinking, right? A society of free thinkers. So you'll get the internet and electric cars and drones that, you'll get different and interesting music. Nothing has come out of Russia since ballet, and nothing comes out of China because those people, if they decide to change what they're going to have for breakfast, they better call the Communist Party and let them know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they have as much technology as they think. And the last time I thought people had interesting technology, that 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 thing that they were using in Cuba, where people were coming back saying they had ear issues and microwave radio, they're beginning to think that that's BS because it's only happening in one place. Why wouldn't it be happening every place? And one guy said they thought it was crickets. I was like, crickets? How? Post marathon wheelchair race winner. Trying to throw egg rolls at us. What? I mean, all right, hold on. Men's wheelchair Boston Marathon misses out on a record $50,000. Wait, why did he miss out on 50 grand? Missed out on $50,000 because $50,000 bonus due to he missed a turn. Switzerland's Mark Hug, his name is Hug. Mr. Hug. Mark Hug had a lot to celebrate on Monday after winning his 5th career men's wheelchair title. Wow. But he missed out on a course record and a big payday. The 35-year-old made a mistake during the race, missing a turn and causing him to turn around. The mistake cost him time, and without the mistake, he may have set a course record that would come with $50,000. He said he just lost his focus during the race. Yeah, people fall into sort of meditative kind of rhythm with long races like this. Nice. Oh. Wow. I mean, yeah, he's in a wheelchair completing marathons. I can't do that shit. So God bless you. Just a stupid mistake. I was focused, pushing hard as I can. The lead car went straight, and I followed the car when I should have gone right. It was my fault. I know. I should know the course. I've done it several times. I'm really upset with myself. Huh. Boston Marathon usually takes place on Patriots Day, but was moved due to the pandemic. Last year, the race was held virtually due to virtual marathon race due to COVID-19. A virtual marathon race. Why? I know this? Boston Marathon 22 20. 124 is about to be held virtually. The Boston Athletics Association has announced that the 124, this is last year, marathon will be held as a virtual event. Following Boston Mayor Martin, how the hell do you have a marathon as a virtual event? Participants in the virtual 2020 Boston Marathon will be required to complete 26.2-mile distance within a 6-hour time period. There's a time period. There's not a time period in New York. And provide proofs of timing to the BAA. All athletes who complete the virtual race will receive an official Boston Marathon program participant T-shirt. Sorry, medal and runner's bib. So, so last year, if I wanted to do this, I could run it on a treadmill or around the park, right? I could then have a witness it. I'm guessing with the internet that's easy to do. And then they will send me all this stuff that I want. How many people did that? The BA thought this is a frequently asked question. I was interested in how did I get myself around. Okay. That's the wrong frequently asked questions. Wow. That's sort of crazy. Uh was everyone running down the street in GTA 5? Yeah, you know what? I mean, yeah. Oh, God. Oh my. I like GTA 5. I think they need a new version by now. But seriously, you can't do anything in that game in a public lobby without getting sniped out. I'm trying to people with VR headsets jogging in place. You know, it just seems ridiculous. I wonder if there's any footage of this online. Video of 2020 Boston Marathon. Video inside look at virtual running 2020 Boston Marathon. Is this a commercial? I wonder if I can show the commercial without drama from those guys. This is out in the world.
Thousands of virtual marathoners will take.
Okay, calm down. Yeah, I guess, yeah, this is what people are doing, right? Yeah, I guess they're taping themselves. It's amazing. That's ridiculous. Oh man, that is crazy. Why did I not know this? Hold it. It was canceled twice. One for the bombing and one for the pandemic. That's why I thought it was canceled. So what is this virtual marathon thing? Well, wow. Anyway, local woman run Boston Marathon race return after 2020. Video I'm George. Yeah, okay, it's not telling us. Okay, wow. Let's see what we got. All right, so I mean, hey, y'all want to look at Joe Biden's numbers? Joe Biden's numbers are fucking dismal. He's losing support from everybody, and he's 10 months in. Here in Virginia, he won the state by what did I hear today? I want to say he won the state by 10, 11 points, and now he's underwater, and it's only 10 months. It's only 10 months. Man, yeah, he's got no coattails. This is 2 days ago. Biden's editorial, this is the editorial. Biden's poll numbers tank as he lurches left. Ugh. President Joe Biden, Las Vegas Review Journal. I don't know what the leaning of this paper is, but let's see if we can find something else. How popular is Joe Biden? 538. We all know this. All right. Whoa. Look at this. His approval rating is 44%. Disapproval rating is at least not 50%. You've got 0.8 to go for that one. Wow, that's amazing. Everybody has them under? Everybody has them. No. The Morning Consult doesn't have him under. YouGov, I don't know what that is. Ipsos doesn't have him under. Rasmussen and the Pulse has him under. Wow, that's amazing. So, okay. Barack Obama. This is Donald Trump. 39. Oh. How unpopular is Joe Biden? So he got in, he was 53 to 36, which is not high. By March, hold it. By March, when did he begin to drop under 50? God, He's been slowly hitting the fucking trees. That's just a slow glide into the woods since he got in the office. August 6th was a month ago. So he 50 even on August 16th. That was that's 4 days under a month. So he's been underwater for a month. Yee. That's not good. All right, that is not good. Wow. So why? What are they saying here? And they're showing all these other presidents who had much better. Bill Clinton was never under 50%, even after all the games he was playing. Sadly, everybody hated Jimmy Carter, but man, I like Jimmy Carter. He didn't kill anybody in office, and he tried to do the right thing. He tried. Um, Obama, Biden. Ooh. Obama was 43%. When was that? First year. This was September 11th when he had 82% approval rating. Oh my gosh. All right. I really want to know how can I phrase this? His poll numbers are plummeting at exactly the wrong time. What do you expect him to do about it? Biden approval slumped after a slew of crises. What crisis is? What crisis is? I pay attention. What crisis? There has been no crisis other than the one he inherited, the pandemic, which we're all going through, and other than his botched Afghanistan exit. What other crisis are you talking about? Right? He's supposed to pass through police reform. He couldn't do that. So, what crisis are we talking about? Is there a crisis that I'm missing out here? Washington. President Joe Biden's popularity has slumped after a slew of challenges. Yeah, this ain't the AP, Associated Press. All right. After a slew of challenges in recent weeks at home and abroad for the leaders who pledged to bring the country together and restore confidence in government. According to a new poll, the Associated Press / NORC, NORC, Center for Public Affairs, he said, what is NORC? NORC. AP NORC. What the fuck is NORC? NORC. At the University of Chicago. NORC. Politics, economics, environment, news media, race and ethnicity. Oh, they have a race and ethnicity section. Oh, how big are you guys? What the fuck is NORC? I was looking for the about section. Download, browse, about the center. All right, NORC. Fresh NORC Center. What is NORC? Okay, all right. It shouldn't have to be that hard to find that. 50% now say that they approve of 50% now say they approve of Biden, while 49% disapprove. How old is this? October 1st. This is 11 days ago. 54% approved in August and 59 did in July. The results come as Americans process a harried and daily evacuation from Afghanistan. Democrats, Republicans. And this is everybody. They have him at exactly 50, which is not right. September. Huh, that's amazing. All right. It's amazing. Just a week ago, they're saying he dropped 50. He's at 44. Okay. They're saying he dropped 4 points in like a week. That doesn't sound right. Biden's sinking numbers threaten Democrats' raises the majority 1 year out. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Come on, man. It's not a fucking answer. Somebody should tell Joe Biden that. When I go, what you gonna do about all the crime? And he goes, come on, man. Like, that's an answer. You just roll your eyes and you move on to the next thing. And that's his whole career. Like these smug, stupid answers, and the media goes, Joe Biden, we love. Oh, he tells it like it is. Tells what like it is. The 2020 midterms will are still more than a year away, but President Biden, yeah, it's more than a year away, but it's really only a year and a month away. So everybody just calm the fuck down. It's not forever away. A year and a month is, I mean, that's in pocket. People will remember this. This is not, oh, it happened in the year I got elected, and now that was 3 years ago, and people may forget. This is next year. This is next November, right? Remember, and then people say stuff like, hey, remember last year when we exited Afghanistan? Right? That was like, when was that? 20 years? No, that was last year. Who was the president? Oh, yeah, the same guy who's president now who wants you to vote for him. Yeah. National Opinion Research Center. Okay. National Opinion Research Center. National Opinion NORC. Huh. It's amazing. Should I have known that? I know the National Pew Research Center. All right. So maybe that's why it sounds funny in my head. NORC. So NORC is something totally different. Where is Wiki? NORC at the University of Chicago. So the Wiki page, wow. National Opinion Research Center is a corporate NORC. Okay, so this is a whole separate entity, and they have one at the University of Chicago. It's one of the largest independent social research organizations in the United States. Established in 1941 as a National Opinion Research Center, its corporate headquarters is located in downtown Chicago with offices in several other locations throughout the United States. Organizations as organized as an independent corporation, more than half of its board comes from faculty and administration of the University of Chicago. So most of your board comes from the University of Chicago. It jointly staffs some university academic. This sounds less and less like a think tank and more like the project of rich folk. Hey James, good to see you in the chat. Thanks for your kindness. I totally appreciate it. So the Gallup poll this week has Biden approval rating at 43%. Pew has him at 44%. And most other polls this month, though not all of them, also show the president underwater. Wow. Using Gallup historical numbers, that's worse than Barack Obama standing in all of the 2009 and much of 2010 when Democrats lost the U.S. House in midterm shellacking. The U.S. Hold on, wait. Why'd you bring Barack Obama into this? There were, oh, good Lord. There were other presidents that you could. What about George Bush? No? Okay. It's slightly better than Donald Trump in 2017 because the GOP would also lose the House that next year. And it's about the same trajectory as Bill Clinton in his first year of his presidency. And in case you forgot how the 1994 midterms fared for the Democrats, yep, they lost control of Congress. Midterm elections are. How did you mention the president that everybody doesn't like, right? Trump, and two Democratic presidents, Bill Clinton and Obama, and compare him to the Democratic. Wait, what happened to why didn't you compare him to W? Who wrote this? Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd is a. All right. Now I know why it doesn't sound right. Look, if I would rather get my news from a ham sandwich that's been left out in the sun for a month and a half before I get it from Chuck Todd. I see multiple percentage numbers from different sites, right and left have far differing numbers. No, I don't know if it's far differing meat. I think it's within like a point. I think right? He's either under by 44, 45, or higher, right? So it's about a point or two. But no one's got him. Well, that's not true because some people have him over 50%, which prompts us to ask, who did they ask and where did they go to ask it? Because if you go to the heart of Brooklyn, the heart of Wall Street, they're all going to give them big numbers. But if you go like to Texas, like to Abilene, I'm pretty sure it's going to get bad numbers. So the question is, what major city are you getting uh, some of this from? But I think it's also, you know, a lot of tech shit too that I probably am not figuring in. But I know that writing this like this without including uh, one or two more Republican presidents who is sort of gamesmanship. The good news for Biden, the good news for Biden and Democrats is that the midterm elections aren't today. So they still have some time to turn things around. It's still super early. It's a year. It's not super early. But right now, after the Delta COVID surge, after the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, after animal, after another crisis at the border, and amid a congressional stalemate on the presidential legislature of Virginia, Biden is standing on unstable footing. All right, let's go through this paragraph. But right now, after the Delta COVID surge, which he inherited, can't blame him for that. After the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan, 75% of the country wanted out. Can't blame him for that. You can blame him for the botched bullshittery of what happened there. That's totally on him. Another crisis at the border. Can't blame him for that. That's been the thing for 30 years people been complaining about. But what are you doing about it? Uh, Amid congressional stalemate, there's been a stalemate going on for 20 years as well. So you can't really blame him about that. I don't see any new thing, right? And then he said, "Well, I've been in Congress for 50 years and I know all the people and we can get stuff done." And here he is, completely incompetent. Chuck Todd is an idiot. Uh, so yeah, how Biden numbers affected drama on Capitol Hill, and how do you translate Biden's political standing to the current legislative standard from Capitol Hill? He hasn't even put. What has he done? I mean, what deals has he cut with Congress? I don't think he's been to Capitol Hill. He gives speeches and meets people before like 2:30. And then after that, you don't hear from him after. Look, if we're gonna get into a war or be invaded, those motherfuckers might want to do it past 2:30 when Biden's in bed. All right. Uh, this whole thing is just really ridiculous. How bad it is. We guarantee. How do you translate Biden's political standing to the current legislative stand-up on Capitol Hill? We guarantee you some of the at-risk Democrat members have seen poll numbers that show them in dangerous territory too. By the way, we still don't have an answer from President Biden to the question we posed yesterday. Should Monday's infrastructure vote go forward? And if so, should all Democrats vote for it? That is a bad sign for Democrats who want to see the infrastructure legislation pass on Monday. Biden wins Arizona. It appears the partisan review of Maricopa County 20 election results show that Biden won Arizona. Again, NBC News, Maricopa, tweet of the day. 88-year-old Chuck Grassley makes it official. He's running for his 8th term in the U.S. Senate. The number 4, the number of top former Trump White House officials, Steve Bannon, Mark Meadows, Dan Scavino, and Kirti Patel, subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. 147,719. How much the Department of Education paid Alucia County school officials to offset the fines there face for installing a mask mandate, up to offset the fines they face. All right, I got you. 83%. The share of Americans who relied on national news outlets for their news on the pandemic in April 2020 who are vaccinated. 83%. The share of Americans who relied on national news outlets for their news on the pandemic in April 2020 who are vaccinated per Pew. What? The amount of people who get their news from TV who are vaccinated. Why do you have to throw that vaccine? Is this a vaccination thing? Those who listened most of former President Trump and their personal and community connection last year are far less likely to be vaccinated. So you're saying 83% of the people who get the national news are vaccinated. Okay. 42,739,354, the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus in the United States, per the most recent data from NBC News and the health officials. That's 115,918 more since yesterday morning. 42,739,354. All right. That is 1/7 of the population. That's a lot. That's a lot. All right. The number of deaths in the United States from virus so far, 688,483. So far, per the most recent data, half a million, a little more than half a million people. 387,821. 387,800. I'm sorry. 387,821,704. The number of vaccine doses administered per the CDC. 55%. The share of all Americans who are fully vaccinated. 66.2%. The share of U.S. adults at least 18 of age who are fully vaccinated. The share of all Americans who are fully vaccinated per the CDC. The next number, the share of all U.S. adults at least 18 years of age who are fully vaccinated. What is the difference in this number? The share of all Americans who are fully vaccinated is 55. The share of all U.S. adults. But this says all Americans who are vaccinated. This says all adults. And it's an 11-point difference. I don't understand these two numbers. Oh my God, I didn't put it up on. Oh, let me show you what I'm talking about. Sorry about that, guys. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, there is no good news for him. You are absolutely right. This is what I was like. These are the numbers that I was looking at. Right? I'm just rattling off these. And the one that's got me flummoxed is this one. 55%. Let's see if we can do. These two. Let's go long. Sorry about that. Where is it? Tweet of the day. Here, these are the numbers. 55%, the share of all Americans who are fully vaccinated per the CDC. Okay. 55% the share of Americans who are fully vaccinated. Very simple sentence. 66.2, the share of all U.S. adults at least 18 years of age who are fully vaccinated. So this implies there's 10% who aren't citizens. These are all Americans. So these are adults who aren't Americans who are living here. And that, I guess, adds 10%. Why would you include that number in there? All right. All right. That's just, I think that's it. Does that make sense? All American versus US adults. Yeah, because this implies that some people who are here are vaccinated but aren't citizens. All right, I'll buy that. In case you missed it, what else is happening in the world? The CDC authorizes Pfizer. Pennsylvania Attorney General suing. Politico reports that the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is warming to Herschel Walker and other controversial Republican Senate candidates backed by Trump. He's warming. Yeah, the idea is we don't want you to be a congressman and hang out with us, or we don't want you to be a senator. That's not how it works. The idea that you don't approve of is a problem. It happened with Nina Turner. Families of missing Black men plead for more resources and accountability from police, like they're seeing the investigation into the death of Gabby Petito. This has always been a thing. The former police officer convicted of killing George Floyd will appeal the verdict. No shit. The former police officer convicted of killing George Floyd will appeal the verdict. First of all, everyone appeals everything. Ugh. Chuck Todd is so not serious. Ugh. There is seriously no good news for Biden. Okay, so and what it is, man, it's become this soap opera that they're playing. They're like, to some people, because we're not all the same, it's a soap opera to some people, and to other people, it's how can I phrase this? It's like a sporting event, right? Your team, my team, uh, and I think the other people is just sort of like therapy for hatred. Excuse me, therapy for hatred. Like they feel like it's all right if we hate these people because they're all you know. So you fill in a lot more spaces. Some of it is paranoia and fear. Oh, I gotta vote because if I don't, these people come and they'll do X. Oh, I'm really afraid, and and it's all the wrong reasons to vote. People vote for things they hate in America rather than vote for things that they want. MAGA gun church that worships with AR-15s has bought a giant mountain property in Tennessee. See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. They're not a church. Worship guns. Well, that's not a church where we worship cheeseburgers. That's wrong. Look at these pictures. Let me get me out of there. Hold it. Let me get me out of there. Look at these pictures. How is this not like ISIS? Look at this. Look at this ridiculousness. Look at this. And these people will show up with a gun and tell you how you are a sinner with a gun in your face. How you? I mean, what are you supposed to even do with these people? News networks on both ends will always play the. But what about the other guy? Yeah, exactly, exactly. A gun church where you worship with an AR-15. I mean, yeah. How is this not like ISIS? It's gonna get really rigged. Look, they got crowns. This guy's in a military uniform, right? That's not that don't make me with markings on it. That don't make me feel better. All right. Okay. But this is like I say, people will stop marching and hoping that the government will fix it. And they will just arm themselves and go, you know what? This is way it should have been for a minute. And before you know it, you'll have political and religious assassination in the country again. Because God said we're what is it? The AR-15 church, and we can tell these people what to do, and how dare they not? So we're gonna go down there to the abortion clinic with our AR-15s because God told us to, right? And you were like, holy fuck, how did we get here? Members carry guns to church in Minnesota, right? I mean, they did walk into a church. First of all, there's a history of nonsense with violent people in church, right? They blew up a church with four little girls in it 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Um, and just like 5 years ago, somebody walked into a church and shot seven people, nine people. So it's. I mean, it is what it is. Nobody. So now people are just be like, well, I'm just gonna protect myself since the government won't do it. Now they got guns in schools, right? Because they want teachers to carry them. You'll have parishioners at church carrying guns, right? So then you'll be armed at church. Here in Virginia, we have an open carry, so you're armed at your Walmart. Yeah, guns every place, and your only your only recourse will be to get one. Stop crying about not having one and get one. Wow, wow, it's the new America, people, and it's gotten this way because the politicians have been a joke for a very long time, and now it's in full view of the world. It really is. So of course, when something like that happens, what happens is your enemies get emboldened, right? And they try and push you around or uh, takes your property, right? So now this is how China thinks we're weak. So China's making moves on Taiwan to see if we'll do anything. And they think Joe Biden is old and doddering. Now's the time. They're not wrong. They are not wrong. And then the question becomes, what are the Americans going to do? Are the Americans going to commit full-scale war to save Taiwan? Is Taiwan as important as Israel? The way they're always talking. Oh wow, the way they're always talking about uh you know if anything happens to Israel, Americans will you know give up our own country to make sure that their country. And people are like, what? So this is where we are. They know that we're not going to do that for Taiwan, and quite frankly, we're not doing that shit for Israel. People will lose their mind here. People are already hostile about some of the stuff that goes on over there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. So I don't know. Don't know. I gotta say the wind calmed down here. It was blustery and it was nice. Now it's a it's a good mild day, mild night rather. All right, so we're gonna let that burn out. That's probably good for another 10 or 15 minutes. Cha. So yeah, what are we gonna do? Ouch. Ouch. That hurt. Um, jammed my nail. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna invade? Not invade. Are we gonna? Uh, and mind you, Taiwan is right across the strait from China. We would have to do a lot of the same old thing with Afghanistan. We'd have to do a lot of shuffling things around and getting over there. I mean, China is like I told you. China is China wants all of that era. It wants South Korea. I mean, North Korea wants South Korea, but North Korea is controlled by China. So essentially, China, if North Korea gets South Korea, then China gets South Korea. Quite frankly, uh, they want um, Japan. They've wanted Japan for like 1,000 years, and up until I want to say up until about 100 years ago, Japan had the upper hand, right? It would go over there, invade, kidnap the women, right? Japan has a bad history over there. Uh, but they want Tibet, right? The Dalai Lama, right? They chased him out, killed off his religion. They want Taiwan since the whole Taiwan wanted democracy, and Mao Zedong back then wanted communism, and Taiwan lost and fled the mainland to that island where they've been ever since. Uh, so we'll see what happens. It's like if Britain showed up and was like, "Yeah, we want reunification with America," we'd be like, "Get the motherfucker, get the what?" And that's what they got. I mean, they're not a big country. Taiwan is not big. China is huge, right? Russia just did this 2 years ago to Chechnya, and China's like, nobody did anything about that. Why can't we take why can't we take Taiwan? I gotta tell you, I'm sitting over here thinking to myself, why can't they take Taiwan again? Um, do we want to go to war again? Do we want to go to war for Taiwan? And how many people who are our allies are seriously going to commit to it? And I mean seriously, not we'll send you 5 soldiers and like a K9 unit or some bullshit like that. Um, and I think all these things China has taken into account. But like I said, China has power issues, right? And not only that, China also has population issues. China don't have enough men, not men, don't have enough women for their men because fucked up China was killing off girl babies. I mean, why are we even in business with that place? Um, yeah, it is what it is. Uh, but we'll see. Because I don't. I mean, well, they've been. Do you think China would take Taiwan? I mean, it does this wild shit. That Tiananmen Square thing was pretty wild, but it doesn't really invade places. But we'll see what happens. They can't feed their population. They might need a distraction like a war. It's not like China has been in a war recently. I mean, we've been a shit ton of wars, right? Uh, they do a lot of marching. Maybe they can't fight. Who knows? Who knows? Uh, all right. We've been streaming for about an hour. It's been 58 minutes. We showed up early. We were not late. Pretty good job on us. Pat ourselves on the back. Um, that's it. That's it. That's the world today as we see it. I don't really know if people will get loose for Taiwan. I don't really know. The royal family. I mean, what did we say yesterday? Right? The London Metropolitan Police was like, yeah, we looked into it and there won't be any charges. Did you find anything? Yeah, we looked into it and there won't be any charges. There won't be any charges that to say we didn't find anything. Right? It just says there won't be any charges. Right? I don't even know what that sentence means. And I think they 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 chose their words carefully because usually if it's anybody else, they like to be all bombastic and you know they use what's the word I'm looking for? They use more than one example, but this her words were short and they were very specific. We've investigated it. There won't be any charges. Did you what you find? We investigated it. There won't be any charges. You're not saying that you found anything though. We investigated it. There won't be any charges. That is that is very legalese, if you don't mind me saying. It's very weird. So we'll see. And I like to say, I'm on record for saying that you're not going to put a prince in jail, right? He's not some random dude. He's a prince, and not only is he a prince, he's a prince of another country. who we have good relationships with, of which his nephew lives in California. You're gonna have him arrested. You're gonna have him extradited under government. Yeah, really? You're gonna throw him in prison with the? You really? Are you really gonna do that? Okay. No, 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 no. You go ahead. Nah, you knock yourself out. I totally believe you. I totally buy it. People are ridiculous. Just like they keep talking about Trump in jail. And I keep saying the same thing. Really? You're going to put Trump in general population because you don't like him, huh? You get to be the mean girl in this story to the president of a former president of the United States. Fucking put these. They know more shit than you can possibly imagine. Even if you think he's an idiot, someone told him, Mr. President, there's so and so and so, so and he did this, and he's in Germany, and we're gonna go over there and kill him. We just need you to sign this right here. Okay. Do state secrets, right? And you don't have to tell him, Mr. President, this is a secret. Keep your mouth shut. That's not the way it works. The way it works is if it's a state secret and nobody knows, and the president utters it in public, as the moment he utters it, it ceases to be a state secret. He can instantly declassify shit by him speaking about it publicly. Which makes sense. What you're gonna do? Arrest the president? What you're gonna do? Not tell the president state? Yeah, come on, seriously, seriously. This place is written very comfortably by lawyers to protect themselves and protect power. All right. So the idea that someone didn't think of what happened if the president told somebody something, and some of these guys got flappable lips, right? They're not dyed in the wood warriors or any of that. They're college professors or socialites, quite frankly. And then when they say some shit, because it happened last year, I think not last year, but it happened like during Trump's term. He said some shit that people are like, oh, that's a secret. That's a secret. He uttered someone's name. And I had to remind people don't know this about their own country, which is sad. I'm like, if the president utters a secret in public, it ceases to be classified. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I think we're gonna end this one on time. Well, we could look up something off topic because my I'm about to say codes, my bar chords are not doing well. I cannot seem to. Progressives in Congress open to cutting costs, not scope of the Biden 3.5 trillion bill. So they're gonna give more ground. Yeah, but you want everybody to show up during the midterms, which is next November, which is yeah, it's a year away, but it's like a year and a month away. And I'll tell you that it's not even a year and a month away. It's October. It's like a year and 2 weeks away. It's a year and 2 weeks away. Second week in November, right? Outrageous. I don't see how anybody connected to common sense, right? And whatever group you deal with, right? Black Lives Matter, um, Conservative Party, or whatever. I don't see how you don't look at Biden and go, what? I mean, he's got to get in the game, and I think it's too late for him to get in the game. I think he's too. I don't want to be ageist, but I think he's too old to run around the country and be ridiculous. And here's the thing: Trump, the same age, was more vibrant. Here's the thing: Trump may have ate like shit, like Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever, right? But he golfed every day. He golfed a lot. That's a lot of walking around. That's exertion, whether you want to believe it or not. Biden doesn't golf. I don't think Biden does anything. I guess he does. So here he is on a golf course, April 7, 2021. July 30th, 2015. Biden is, yeah, I think he plays golf because that's what people who are rich and famous do, but not because he likes it. I mean, Trump was always there. Trump was out there every day. So we looked up Biden playing golf and we found him on the links 4 times over the course of like, I want to say 3 years. On that, Harry Styles plays golf too. Everybody's a golfer. Biden's golf partners explained 1 week ago, despite not taking up the game until later in his life. Yeah, see. Despite Biden's golf partners explained, welcome to Political West Wing Playbook, blah, 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 sentence. Joe Biden is following in the golf shoes of many predecessors. Despite its elite image, the game has traditionally been the province of wealthy, white, and oddly dressed. Golfing is a presidential addiction that even Scranton Joe cannot resist. Biden has golfed 10 times since his inauguration with a close-knit group of golf partners that are largely family, according to West Wing Playlist. So he's golf. He plays golf for like on the average of once a month. He's been president for 10 months. He's played 10 times since the inauguration. Right. Trump was out there every weekend. Right. Flying back to Florida to do it. So yeah, this is what under the pace set by Barack Obama and Donald Trump at this point in their presidency. Even so, the Biden approaches a game which he decided to give FaceTime to do. Yeah, he needs exercise, and this is the latest amount of exercise you can get. Each president approached the game in revealing ways. Bill Clinton, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and Trump were notorious cheaters. They cheated. George H.W. Bush was speedy. Dwight Eisenhower was obsessed. Okay. Playing 800 plus rounds in 8 years. That's 100 rounds a year. So that's like twice a week, right? And Richard Nixon took up the game of golf to get in with Ike, only to later remove the White House putting green when he became president. Yeah, he's not a golfer. Oh man. All right. Well, are you going to take guitar lessons? They probably make house calls. um, yeah, I was as I mentioned earlier in the stream today, I had to go get my windshield replaced. Um, so I took my guitar and I sat in their little waiting room because they were supposed to come to me and they were supposed to replace it here, but I didn't have a place because it was raining. So they had to come and I had to go to them rather. And they had, excuse me, they repaired and replaced or whatever the case may be. But I sat in there. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I sat in their waiting room, just plucking my little heart out, trying to get my bar chords right, which I think I got right. Here's right up there. Wow, that is not awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I think I'm going to need like another 2 weeks of that, just sitting at watching whatever I'm watching on TV, trying to muscle memory it into my stupid little fingers. But yeah, it was pretty good. Other than the freaking $400 to repair the windshield. Everything is just so ridiculous. Everything is news is selling you emotion. Like this story. After a new mom dies of COVID, the ICU nurse gathers supplies for her baby. Right. Aw. But I hate to say it, how many you know, tragedies have happened like this, and how many did you gather for? I read last, like a couple of days ago, a newborn baby died. Right, it was the opposite story where the I'm just kind of like, there's just a ton of these horrible stories. It's a ton of these horrible stories, and the media wants to hear about them so they can then go, "Aw, look at this! This aw story, aw." And if they did less of that, you would be your emotional energy wouldn't be, "Oh, that's sad," or, "Oh, look at these people coming back from war and hugging their babies that they oh." Right, it would be like, all right, yeah, I got no more time for Oz. I've seen it all the time. What I want now is better health care and, you know, a competent president or whatever the heck I want. And they don't want you to say that. They want you to be outraged at, you know, Dave Chappelle. That whole thing is very, look. This is the conversation how this goes. Um, Dave Chappelle said some stuff from a black stand-up comedian standpoint about essentially about white trans people and how they interact with black culture, which is really what these things have been about. And people are like, how dare he? He must go away. And people in the community are like, yeah, no, right? That should have been the end of it, right? You're not going to make people not like Dave Chappelle. We know where you stand. You've made it very clear, right? And he's still doing stand up about it. So why is everybody perpetually shocked about this? Why? Because we need to make sure that people hate people, and you know, maybe this one will catch fire. Oh, not all right. Well, we'll put it on the back burner and we'll go over here to, you know, whatever the next wild thing is going on. I think it's Britney Spears said something mean about her family, so that gets the news. But what should get the news is this how not nobody can buy a house, right? What should get the news is rent is too damn expensive. People can't even rent. What should get the news is you can't even buy a used car, right? What those are the things that should get the news. I don't care who is dating, and I don't care that Dwayne the Rock Johnson is mad at Vin the Diesel Williams or whatever his name is. What's his name? Vin Vin Diesel, right? So yeah, so but that's it. So you can be like, oh man. And then when you talk about stuff going on in the world, man, I know what's going on. Vin Diesel don't like him. That's not really what's going on in the world. Yeah, well, not last year. Before the election, I was talking to some people. They didn't. I get you not knowing who the Treasury Secretary is. I totally get that. I mean, there are like 13. I want to say it's more than 13. It's like 20 cabinet aides, right? And I get it. You should know who some of them are. You should know who your attorney general is, the highest law enforcement person in the land, right? Serves for 10 years, which is a lot. They gave him 10 years because they didn't want him to be able to be fired, like Nixon tried to fire him because he was looking into the Watergate, not he, but like the attorney general looking into the Watergate thing. Um, but you can't be fired by the president, as Comey was, right? And not because, you know, because the president didn't like him, quite frankly, and that was perfectly legit. Um, does insurance usually pay for glass? I had a high deductible. Apparently, they told me. Yeah. So now I'm gonna lower my fucking deductible to like 3 cents, and anything over 3 cents they're paying. Because man, I never get into a crash. I've been paying this thing forever, and then I had to pay it. I was like, man, why did I even call you fucking people? Um, it just makes me mad. I feel like everything is a con on the working people. Everything, right? And at this point, my position is, look, I don't mind you taking nice things or getting a hookup if you're a congressman, senator, or this that, but you got to do something for the fucking people. And at this point, you're not doing anything for the people, and you're just corrupt. Not bribery. Lobbying is bribery. It absolutely fucking is. Right? I can't go and talk to my congressman, right? And I'm a voter, but you can show up as a foreign somebody with a suitcase full of cash, talking about, you know, and you're in. And I think everybody knows America is a corrupt society. It's like a couple of weeks, not a couple of weeks ago, like a couple of days ago, we were looking at this thing, the the papers, the Penguin papers or something. They dropped all these financial paper of like people who have money hiding here and all these Russian oligarchs and some of these, but no Americans were on them. You know why? Because all that shit that they were trying to avoid their country knowing about is legal here. Because the banks and the rich people write laws for, oh yeah, none of them pays taxes, but nobody's got any IRS troubles because it's fucking legal. And for them to go, I am shocked. The people who are also keeping it legal are also rich, and they're your congressmen and your fucking senators. So the idea of it is, wow, this is against the law every place but in America. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? And then we're going to look into this thing in like not a year, well, yeah, a year and 2 weeks from now. And somewhere around, and it always starts, I mean, we're still campaigning, but it gets really thick right around about spring, right? It's going to really begin to pick up because people will be out and mobile and da-da-da-da. And then they'll really begin to, in onus, really begin to start trying to remind you of how bad the other party is and how they are your only saviors. And then we'll see where we are in November of next year. I should be a better guitarist by then. I should probably get some of this off of me. Oh, excuse me. I have been up since about 6:30 this morning. 5:30 this morning. I'm noticing that I have about a 14-hour window in me. After about 12 hours, I begin to kind of go, but 14, I used to be good for longer than this, but it is what it is. That's all that it is. So I guess that is it for us. It's 10 to 8, and I guess we're gonna end it early. Well, not end it early. We did the whole show, but we started early. Normally we ended about 8, but we get in this here. Remember, please like and subscribe. Spend your time with us. We like to kick it with you. We're here every day, 6:30, Monday through Saturday, talking politics and other random nuggets of like life in the hinterland here. And Sundays, our show's at 7:30 a.m. It's a spiritual show. If you show up, your soul is saved for at least 2 weeks, or your next, or your changes on you. Remember that. All right, so I guess that is it for us. Please come on through, like and subscribe. It's super important. You have to be here every day. One of is not going to do it. You got to be here every day and get the energy of what we're talking about. And like I said, you don't have to be here for the whole time, but try and swing in for 10 or 15 minutes and see where you feel. But you definitely want to do that on the Sunday show because, like I said, it's just sin remover. It's just sin you know what I mean. It takes the sin, wash that sin right out of your hair. That's a song. Want to watch that gray ride out of my hair? Watch that man ride out of my hair. One is a commercial I'm remembering. I'm going to watch that gray ride out of my hair. And one is a song from a 50s movie. Man, I got to tell you, the zeitgeist is a thing when it's all screwy. All right, William, you have a good night, man. Take care of yourself. I hope. All right, there's a game tonight. It's do I even want to look this up? Sometimes I won't even be able to see it. Actually, man, Amazon plays one game, and it's never a good one. There's nothing on my Netflix. No, man, I'm gonna have to buy it. I'm gonna have to buy something that lets me watch some games. Penance. You mean Mike Pence, the former vice president? That's a joke. But all right, I guess that's it. We've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. Every day you're good to get an hour from us. We stream every day. Every single day. And that's it. All right. I guess I'm trying not to leave you guys, but I'm going to leave you guys. I got to work on my stupid bar chords because I got stupid fingers who don't want to cooperate. Stupid fingers. stupid fingers. Yeah, they're all over the place. They're all in full rebellion. I'm trying to get them to play beautiful concertos and no. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. But in our situation, William, we give each other penance, right? It's like we all sit down there and we go, "Oh man, I feel so bad. I I I skip work," and you all go, "Oh, that's not so bad, but don't do that again." You go, "Okay, thank you." Then the other guy goes, "Man, I feel so bad. I got drunk and I drove." People go, "Oh, that's really horrible, but don't do that anymore." And everybody goes, "Okay, fine. I know that's really bad." And then someone goes, "Oh man, I feel bad. I jaywalked," and we all go, "Man, you shouldn't feel bad about that." See, it's a natural sort of people outside. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm sorry, there's people outside. So we give each other that swag mojo to get to the next level. Because I don't really like the idea that it's all in one dude's hands, and then he may go, "No salvation for you," like the soup Nazi, and that's why I think has gotten them so arrogant, right? I mean, they're doing really dark shit to children and have been for a while, and people are just talking about it, and no one's kicking in the door going, "You know what? You can't have a church in my country anymore. You guys are freakoids." And then them going, "Oh, let us re-situate and reassess what we're doing," right? That means that, oh, wow, whew, you're right. We're going to fix whatever we're doing wrong. And they're not even doing that. They're just going out with a Catholic church and don't worry about it. And we're praying about it. And that's fine about it. Yeah, it's kind of like, what? I grew up as a Baptist and then as a Lutheran, and we don't have confessions. But I have friends who used to they told me they used to make up stuff because they didn't want to go in there and not have anything to say. And I had one woman who told me she used to tell the preacher sex stories just to get them all hot and bothered because she hated them. I was like, what? I let a boy do X, Y, Z. She was like, yeah, he was a dirty old man anyway. I was like, oh, sweet Jesus. So yeah. Uh, so I forgot about that story. Uh, Catholic Church, baby. Um, so okay, we're gonna officially end this stream, and we're ending it now. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, William, for coming through. Uh, I want to thank James for coming through. I want to thank Meeks Feast for coming through. I want to thank where is that young man? Groot for coming through. Who was new? I think I don't think I'm familiar with Groot. Uh, Groot Love. And yeah, we're gonna try and get large, right? And how we're gonna do that? We're gonna talk about the important stuff, and we're gonna try to talk about it with some common sense, and hope that our common sense holds up in the room. Exactly. Say 5 Our Fathers, 6 Hail Marys, and get a whiskey, and you'll be fine. Uh, have a good night, William. All right, everyone else, well, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30, like clockwork, because 6:30 is on the clock. 6:30 p.m. Uh, like and subscribe. It's what all the cool kids are doing. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace and hair grease.